Alright, picture this. It's New Year's Eve. You're at a friend's place, everyone's relaxed, having a good time, chatting away, drinks are flowing, food's being passed around, and life is good. And then, suddenly, BAM! The balcony collapses. Yes, really. 1 second you're leaning on the railing, and the next you're falling 3 meters straight down. This is exactly what happened to the injured manager. He's the general manager of a successful ceiling fixing company, managing multiple sites and a big team. Life's on track. Then, out of nowhere, his world literally comes crashing down. He breaks his ankle, his tibia is a mess. To top it all off, he develops chronic osteoarthritis. Talk about bad luck, right? Now, you might be wondering, how does a balcony just collapse? Well, that's exactly what the injured manager thought too. Turns out the balcony was supposed to hold over 50 people. Yes, 50. But when just 3 people stood on it, it gave way. Clearly something went wrong. Naturally, the injured manager wasn't going to let this go. He files a public liability claim, and who can blame him? Falling off a faulty balcony and ruining your ankle isn't exactly how you want to start a new year. At the time, the injured manager was 63 years old with no plans to retire. He was still running his ceiling fixing business, going strong. But after the accident, everything changed. Limited mobility, constant pain, and a frustrating limp became his new reality. And let's not forget the anxiety and depression that followed. Understandably so, after his career was suddenly cut short. Now, here's where things get complicated. The defendants, the builder and the local council, weren't exactly ready to take the blame. They argued that the injured manager could have done more to recover. Maybe he could have gone back to work part-time, or taken a different role. But when you're dealing with chronic osteoarthritis and a leg that's in constant pain, it's not that simple. The court agreed. The injured manager tried to get back to work, but his injuries made it impossible. He even tried going back part-time, but it just didn't work out. The court saw through the argument that he could have done more to mitigate his losses. The reality was he couldn't continue in his role, no matter how hard he tried. In the end, the court found the defendants at fault. They were responsible for ensuring the balcony was safe, and they didn't do that. The builder was held responsible for 65% of the damages, while the local council took 35%. The result? The injured manager was awarded $505,327. This covered everything from lost earnings, superannuation, dividends, and even interest. You might wonder how they reached that figure. Well, the court took a hard look at his loss of earning capacity. It wasn't just about the money he lost, it was about what he could have earned if his injuries hadn't forced him to stop working. His job required him to be on site, physically inspecting projects, but after the accident that just wasn't possible anymore. So what's the takeaway from all this? First off, always make sure the balcony you're standing on is actually safe. But more importantly, if you're ever in a situation like this, make sure you know your rights. Public liability claims exist for a reason, and the injured manager is living proof that you don't have to accept life-changing injuries without fighting for compensation. And here's a final note. The injured manager, he's still not retired. Sure, his ankle isn't what it used to be, but he's found a new way forward. No balconies involved this time. Real life, real injuries, real justice. Let's hope no one else has to learn about balcony collapses the hard way.